Welcome to the May 1st, 2024 meeting for the Historical Architectural Review Board. Thank you for coming and for joining us in our efforts to preserve our city's architectural resources. Harb is an advisory board to Bethlehem City Council. Membership on this board includes registered architect Joe Phillips, licensed real estate brokers Diana Hodgson and Joseph McGavin, residents and business owners within the historic district, Rodman Young, Connie Pastupak, and Bethlehem's chief building official, Mike Simonson. Applicants for a certificate of appropriateness will be reviewed in the order in which they were received. Mr. Phillips will describe the proposed changes as well as significant features of the building and describe the standards that apply to each project. Approved changes to the district structures are based on Bethlehem's historic ordinance and the Secretary of Interior standards. Project presentations are limited to 45 minutes and 5 minutes for comments from each visitor. Applicants will present their proposal, then the board members will ask questions or hold discussion with the applicant. A motion is made and additional discussion may ensue before the vote is taken. The motion may approve the submission as made, approve with modifications, or deny with clear reasons why the proposal does not meet the qualifications. It may also be tabled with a list of clarifications needed to allow the board to make the COA recommendation. The recommendation of this board is then submitted to City Council for issuance or denial of the COA. An appeal to City Council may be made by an owner who disagrees with a decision made by Harb. Recommendations made today will be acted upon by City Council at their next meeting, typically on the first and third Tuesdays. No work can begin until approval is received. Are there any conflicts with today's apps?
No.
Good. Is everyone here to represent a project? And everyone signed in? Cool. All righty.
I'm not. I'm just a reporter.
Hi, Mr. Reporter.
Welcome.
Ready, number one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Can we have approval of the minutes from the April 24 meeting?
23rd.
I make a motion to
23rd meeting.
Yeah. Sorry.
approve last month's minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, go ahead,
Yeah.
call them up.
Call them up. So number one is, I think this is out of order.
450 High
450 High.
450.
450 High Street. Yeah, this
You come on up.
this application's out of order.
Sit up here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll, 1 second. I'll give an introduction here. All right, so the applicant owner of the property located at 450 High Street proposes to tie existing backyard fencing into new fencing at the rear of the house. Fence will be aluminum in a color that matches the house. The height of the proposed fencing will be less than 4 feet, and the fence will extend approximately 20 feet on each side of the house. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, on the left side of the house, it's going to tie into the stone wall. Is that correct?
Correct.
And on the right side, there's like a chain link fence or something that it's going to tie into. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think you summarized it very well. We wanted to tie off the fence. The house is fenced in the backyard, but there's nothing in front, and we have a dog, and so we'd like the dog to be able to go out without having to worry about heading out. We are proposing, just in walking around the neighborhood, looking at what other types of fences people have around the neighborhood, we decided on, you can see on page 3, an aluminum type fence, more ornamental, that will be in a color that matches the house. And both our neighbors are aware of what we're proposing, didn't seem to have a problem with it at all, so That's really what we're just looking for approval on.
How high will the fence be?
It'll be not more than 4 feet. It'll probably be 4 feet.
I should have started with welcome to the neighborhood.
Oh, well, thank you.
I found a dog in the back of your house once, and our friend Nicholas walked around to walk the dog to ask if it was yours. Turned out it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Some wandering dog.
Oh, yes, we try to keep a good eye on Tater. If there's food involved, though, it could be.
A whole different
it could be a
story.
challenge.
So is there going to be a gate in any section of this fence?
Yes.
Okay, so on the right side or the left side?
It'll be on the right side. It's on the side. When you're looking at the house, it'll be on the right side.
Okay, and then what kind of hardware would the gate have? Are you familiar with the hardware that the gate would, is it standard?
Yeah, it could be, the two options is having the gate, let's say, 2 pieces of the gate going through the middle of the gate versus one that's on one side or the other. I think what we're wanting to do is be right in the middle. So both could open as you go through is the plan, but there's options. We just haven't decided which one will work the best.
Really probably look for a lock on the gate.
And is the gate going to be straight across like this? Or are you intending it to be arched or what is it going to look like? Do you know?
Well, I think the arch is what we're thinking about doing because of the gate itself has an arch. But we're still not 100% sure of the options of what we're really looking at. So,
You had mentioned, Tracy, that the fence was going to be the color of the house. So it's not going to be black, it's going to be tan or
It
orange?
would be like a dark brown, not orange, or black.
Okay, and then,
Like that bronze color. That's
Mhm.
what we're hoping to.
okay.
So
We
of
haven't
the
ordered it
the
yet.
color of
Pending
the
approval.
columns on the porch, is that what you're talking about?
That's what we're hoping to match.
The brown of the porch, but
Right.
the railing, but not the orange, correct?
Yeah.
And then the,
So now, just so I understand, can you please point to the color that you're talking about?
it'll be,
Like similar
Is
to
it
the
that
fence-
color?
no, the
Or is it,
brown.
is
the
it
fence
that
on the
color?
like that.
brown. Yeah,
Okay.
the brown on the.
So the porch railing.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yep,
yes.
yep. So,
do they have a color of that? Do they call it a color? I'm just going to look up Monarch. Or CH.
I mean, usually it's a bronze color is what it's considered.
So excuse me, I'm just a tad confused. So is the fence going to be on this plane or back here?
Back.
if you go
It's
to the-
all the
if you
way.
Go to the next page, there's like on the other side, yeah.
It's all the way at the back of the house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Back
all right.
corner.
There's that one other picture.
Connie, there's a
Like
drawing
back there.
here
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah, I tried to-
Oh, I get
Right
it.
here.
Okay, so it's not going to be extended. from
I
there.
see.
Got it.
Okay.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's
Got
way
it.
at the back.
Yeah.
Really on the one
Got
side, you'll hardly see it because of all the landscaping, and on the other side, it won't be that visible either.
Okay.
No, we'll be in the back of the house.
I will stop short of making an explicit recommendation, but I would raise a consideration for you. You have to love it, so it's yours.
Mhm.
But especially when you look from the street, it's in plane and seems to be in composition with
Right.
the rest, and that is black. While I would not perhaps make that fence pop in color
So use the black.
because it's not matching.
Yeah, the black is fine.
But as you said, like if it's that color that you mentioned, the rail, that will blend nicely with the trees. I just, because you didn't bring a specific color for approval, I would like to recommend that you do not go for anything that will make
We
it
don't
pop.
want it to pop either. That's what, that's one of
Yeah.
the reasons the
And-
fence in the back, we wouldn't.
Yeah, and go with the colors that are already there,
Okay,
if
black is
possible.
fine.
Black or that you said, but not orange,
Oh, we would never,
and perhaps not tan.
right.
So we're okay with black.
Black.
If you're comfortable with it, then we are absolutely.
Whatever kind of black you like, unless we want to see the colors back.
If it's pure black, that's
It
fine.
comes-
If there's
It comes black from the factory, I'm
factory
assuming?
black,
Yes.
Yeah.
I just will express
Black's
concern
actually
if
easier.
it's like close to white or
Mm.
bronze, orange, red. That will just not form a composition and will not fit.
We would agree to go with black.
perfect.
And then it's just this space you're filling in. You're not fencing the whole rest.
No,
Got it.
the rest of it is fenced in.
Do you know the length of the two sections?
One is, I'll say, 20 feet, the other one is like 18.
Okay, so about two 20-foot sections we could say.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Any further questions? Joe, you caught up yet, or?
I just have one
Yeah.
question about the fence itself. So what size, I could, just out of curiosity, what size are the posts? Like, how do they fasten to the ground? Are they done with a concrete, like a footer, or are they done, because they don't, I'm used to seeing like a much thicker, I can't tell from the size of the picture. Is it like a 4x4 there? Is it a 2x2?
That one that you're looking at is
These are 2x2s.
yeah, it's roughly 2 by 2.
They're anchored, they're bolted down. You have to pour
Or a
little
footer and then kind
footer
of attach
and-
it that way? Okay.
You can, you don't have to. I mean, I've done it in other places, just as long as it's solid.
Okay, all right. I don't have any other questions.
And I see utility lines on the left side, on the south side, on the right side, on the south side of the, on top there's, I don't know what these lines are, so you may want to,
Call this utility.
I mean, I don't know if you
Yeah. before we-
want to be able to like have service people walk through.
Yeah, do
like,
that 811.
because that's in your easement anyway, so you would want to have passage.
Absolutely.
Ready to make a motion?
Like these lines, I don't know what they are.
I just have a few
No,
questions for the
okay.
future. So you have the current fence. Is that going to be replaced any?
With the chain link fence, you mean?
Well, the chain link fence.
Is the neighbors.
Oh, I
That's the
see.
neighbor's
So that's
on that.
theirs. Okay.
Mhm. And the wall
have
is
the
the
two?
neighbors.
Layers, it's all there.
There's a chain link and then apparently, because I just talked to Barbara, and she brought it up. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Then they put the wooden panels up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so both those fences are theirs.
Okay. All righty. I'm sorry, who was it that wanted to make a motion? Nick?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve as submitted. With the addition of color black, was it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, motion's been made.
I'll
Is there a
second.
second? Second by Mike. And seconded. Any further comments, questions? Hearing none.
Should we mention anything about the gates being added?
With matching hardware, probably not
Yeah.
gold plated or
Right.
crown.
I'm assuming the hardware's gonna come factory mounted and
Standard,
everything.
yeah.
Correct. Same color.
This would just say hardware to match fencing.
Thank you.
Okay,
Any further comments?
hearing none. Roll call vote. Connie?
Aye.
Diana?
Yes, I.
Rob is not here. Joe is not here. Mike seconded it. Nick made the motion, so motion carries unanimously.
You're welcome. Have
So
fun.
then we just wait for the formal approval to come through.
Mike?
Yeah, I mean, well, you already did get the permit approval by accident, but at the same time, I could talk to them now that it's approved and we know that it meets all the setback guidelines and stuff. Now that we know that the COA should follow
Okay,
shortly after.
right, so that's just the.
So I'll reach out to you. I'll reach out to you, to the point of view.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
And then do we wait for the city council to formally approve it?
The city council will formally approve it at their next next meeting.
Okay, well, thank you all.
You're
so much for
welcome.
your
Thank
time.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. You too.
Yeah.
422 Heckwilder.
Okay, the applicant at 422 Heckwilder Place proposes to repair and replace masonry joints as necessary on the south elevation, replace brick. Replacement brick will be similar to the existing brick in type, size, and color, repointing and mortar to be similar to the existing in type and color. Repointing of existing chimneys will be as required and based on an inspection at the time of re-roofing. The existing slate roofing will be removed and replaced with GIF slate line shingles in the antique slate color. The continuous shingled ridge vent will be installed along the full length of the ridge. 3 rows of aluminum snow guards in the charcoal gray color will be installed on both eaves. A new 36-inch by 30-inch steel roof hatch manufactured by Bilco will be installed to replace the existing wooden roof hatch. New 6-inch half-round copper gutters and 4-inch round copper downspouts will be installed. The new copper gutter guards will also be installed. All wood surfaces will be repainted, including but not limited to windows, sashes, windowsills and headers, transom windows, doors, frames, and surrounds, metal handrail, dental moldings, masonry foundations on the north elevation, the metal brick tiebacks and vents, and all paint colors will match the existing paint colors. Just a few tidbits about the structure. It was built to accommodate the Moravian Preparatory School in around 1857, according to what I found. It was a parochial school for boys and girls run by the Moravian Church, and the building replaced an older building from 1791 on the site. And the structure faces the original Moravian Cemetery, God's Acre, and the 18th century Moravian buildings on Church Street.
That pretty much wraps it up.
Good.
So I'm Joe Landrigan. I'm one of the board of trustees for Moravian Academy. Also head up their building and grounds. Additionally, I do have a construction company that I own called Sage Design Build. I am here on behalf of Moravian Academy. And I would say the interesting thing about this project is that the building itself is owned by the Bethlehem Moravians. So you'll see in the application was signed by Bethlehem Moravians as well as Moravian Academy as the applicant. All of this work was coordinated with the owner, with Bethlehem Moravians. And just by way of history, this is work that we would term in Moravian Academy as like taking care of some deferred maintenance. The roof over probably the last 30 years, on a yearly basis, we've replaced the slate shingles. It's really time to replace the entire roof. You'll also notice when you look at the pictures relative to the masonry or the brick along the south elevation, which is what we're focused on for this year. There's a number of bricks that have, I'll say, delaminated, which we believe is from some level of water intrusion, and maybe from some of the mortar that's in place. So, our intent is to match the existing brick as close as possible to what's there, and to repoint the mortar where necessary on that south elevation. The roofing that we selected is the asphalt slate line shingles in the antique gray color. I'll note that the building immediately to the north is our alumni gym that also has that same asphalt slate line shingle. The snow guards that we selected, I would say, based on the height of the roof, are really not visible. So, with them being an asphalt shingle, we selected a color that basically will blend into the background of the roof. And we did keep with and propose to stay with copper gutters, downspouts, as well as snowpipes. To stay within the character of the building and basically replacing everything in kind. The painting work is all repainting of existing painted surfaces. So the intent is to match the existing color. Where there's existing paint, it's basically being repainted. I would say that, from a school's perspective, it's really important that this work takes place during the summer when kids are not in school. Our intent is to be out there essentially the second week in June to get started and complete the work by mid-August before the start of the next school season. From there, I'm just going to open it up to questions. If there's anything.
What is the insulation of the roof? Like, I'm just asking, why did you choose to vent it? Because currently there is no vent on the ridge.
Correct. There is no vent, but there is an attic space below that area. So you essentially have an unheated space within there. So that was sort of the reasoning behind it.
Are there chimneys that penetrate, that are in line with the ridge line? The reason why I'm asking is the vent,
Yeah.
like we usually recommend that the vent goes the full length of the ridge
Yes.
and stops like 6 to 12 inches from the very tip. So I'm wondering if like the chimneys that are on the gable ends, are they on the ridge line?
They're not. Right? So we do have an overhead view of the roof line. So there's a total of 7 chimneys, that none of which are on the peak at all.
So they will need to be reflashed
That's
then, and it's all going to be copper?
Correct.
Will there,
Some samples.
will there be any existing flashing remaining? Okay. Because currently, is it copper? It is. And no downspouts will remain. It will be all new.
It's all
So,
gonna be new.
so it will match.
Everything.
Excellent.
Yes.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Because everything will be new and stand out at first.
It will.
Yeah, but it will be all,
It'll patina over time.
and it will be complete. You will not have
We're
all
not
the
going to
new.
have some existing and some.
And do you have like an ice shield considered?
Yes. So that would be
Like-
all the low eaves. I believe it goes up 3 feet.
If it's not an insulated roof, I
Yeah.
think that may be very, very pertinent.
Yes.
It says it in your bid.
Correct.
It's just, it's not included.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Sounds good. And the mortar color will be to match existing.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
And the type will be what, K or?
Yeah, and it's a line-based mortar.
Yeah, that's why I was like, if we wouldn't want the new kind of, what is cementitious.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from that. I think that there were some areas that were patched previously that did have some.
And they'll be repointed the same way.
Yeah, it's really just a flat struck joint. It's not, there's no profile to the joint or anything. And it looked like, I guess it would be the west side, just close to the south side, that some of that brick and mortar had been replaced over the years. And
True.
Oh,
so you're really just trying to match that.
We are. Yes.
Are you able to find matching bricks? That's
Not of the same size.
so how are you
Everything
gonna?
has to be cut down.
No way.
Everything there is like
Oh my God.
7/8 long, so there's nothing matching. So,
You're gonna finish this in time for the school year?
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
I will say we will probably be attacking the different elevations in different years, probably over the next 10-year time period.
Oh my gosh.
I have a couple of questions.
Every single brick.
You mentioned you're going to match the existing color. So you're matching to the fade color, or you're going to match to the original color?
For painting,
Yes.
It would be to the original color.
Okay. So you're going to do the whole, whatever needs,
Yeah.
the whole site all at once?
Yes. Yeah, painting is going to be done on all 4 elevations.
Okay.
Every surface that has existing paint will be repainted. So you won't have a situation where you have an existing paint and a new paint.
Okay. Okay. And can we talk about the roof a bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, As a group, this board has been trying to find new products for asphalt. And so we have found a few. We know that there are others out there in the world. So can you tell us why you're specifying the asphalt particularly for this?
I mean, we looked at the surrounding buildings, right? And at least have seen a trend that the majority of the conversions that are taking place right now appear to be using the asphalt state line shingle.
Mhm.
And to stay in consideration of that, it seemed like the most appropriate path forward. We did examine, certainly the cost of replacing with real slate would be cost prohibitive. And we did look at a tile product. We were concerned about weight for existing roof structure.
You mean with the tile product, the
Correct.
comparison?
Yeah, and when I looked at the aesthetics of it, I wasn't sure if it really met the right character of the buildings in the area.
Okay. Because there's a building not too far from this building where we had long conversation about repairing the slate first,
Okay.
and then using some of these other products just because of the history of the building, the age and everything. So it's kind of preferable, but we're just hoping that people start opening up to it, and start looking at it a little bit closer. But you're replacing the roof this summer?
We're hoping to, yes, with approval. Yes, we-
I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, it's very sensible. To extend a little bit your comment, and this is more of a conversation,
Right.
not a critique in any sense. The building is high. The roof is out of sight, bit way above anyone's eye level. Is there a point or validity to considering this building in such close proximity to the Church Street and the UNESCO designated, the future designation? Is there like a more heightened sensitivity we ought to be applying to a building in such close proximity to history, really soon to be notable worldwide buildings? Is there a point of view within the city that will have a clear exposure of that roof that will, I don't know if it's even valid to raise?
Well, more so in the winter, obviously, than when the trees are in bloom.
How do you mean? Like,
Well, because the leaves are covering a lot of that.
no, there are no
Rock
such
already.
tall trees over the building. I mean, I don't think anyone can see the rooftop anywhere. in
No,
the
just from
city.
the edge. Yeah.
Or perhaps from the top floors of Hotel B.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a valid thing to start thinking about the satellite view, the top view.
No, I wasn't talking about that. It's just, I mean, it's bringing to attention and bringing to light again our conversation about other buildings. And, we were pretty strong then. So I just want to make sure that we address it.
I think a lot of it has to do with, as Nick alluded to, how visible is it?
Mhm.
There's other buildings where they're very visible from other historic buildings in well-traveled areas, and some of them, like this one, are pretty tall and unless you're viewing it from satellite above, do you even see it? So, and if you are such a distance away, if you could see it from Hotel B, would you even know what it was?
I would.
Yes,
you would.
I would.
But yeah, no, just a side comment
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
part. I mean, I'm not inclined to make a much bigger deal.
Well, I think your point is well taken. I think it is something that we as a board have to think about. And I think the visual is going to be definitely a factor of how you can see it from the street and if you can and if you can't. I mean, there's an applicant coming in before us tonight who's very, very visible and is making a different decision than Slate Line because we've asked them to. But it's simply because they are so visible on the street.
Right. All right.
Ready for a motion?
Any other questions or comments?
No.
Go ahead, Nick. You're ready?
I'll make a motion to approve. Exactly as described, no. Well, what about the staging? How are we going to describe that? That's, is there a COA is there like a duration for it?
It doesn't expire.
Oh, okay, it doesn't. So, yeah, as proposed and submitted. No further clarifications.
Any other comments, questions?
Nope.
Second, Mike?
Motion's been made and seconded. No further comments. Roll call vote. Connie?
I'm going to go back a second, if I could.
Mhm.
Can we put a condition on that? I know I don't want to slow you down, but to just maybe consider one of these other products that we're looking at, just take a look at it and come back to us next month for the roof. Everything else I think is good, but if we could just revisit that,
So that would delay the project to next year.
it would.
If we did that.
Okay,
We need to, if we're gonna do the work this year, we need to start.
now.
I mean, June 10th is literally the first day after school is out.
Mhm.
That, we've at least identified that with the contractors involved. That if we're gonna be able to get it done during the summer, it literally needs to start that, or we're not gonna.
All righty. Aye. You called me. Right?
Motion's been made and seconded. Still stands.
Still stands.
No further questions or comments. Roll call vote. Connie?
Aye.
Diana?
Aye.
Mike seconded. Nick made the motion. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn this on.
I wasn't exactly sure.
Standard stuff.
Yeah.
Expensive stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not right? That's not the.
That does not look right, actually, but cool. Okay, thank you.
Are we at 505?
Yep.
505 Main Street?
Proposing return the limit time limit on this.
We have to amend the ordinance.
Yeah, big deal.
Okay, so as you guys will recall, this property was in front of us at our last meeting for some blade signage and so on. They're back for the building mounted signage, which we did discuss a little bit at the last meeting. So the applicant owner of the property located at 505, 507 Main Street proposes to replace the sign above the front window. And they're basically keeping the same historic Bethlehem Museum and Sites logo, changing from visitor center to dry goods shop, and maintaining the same colors, fonts, and type treatment. In the existing sign band, same size, Same everything, different
Different letters.
letter.
I motion to approve as proposed.
I have
Nice.
one question though, please. What does this printing down here, what is that? Is that intended to be added or is that?
No, that was actually done 10 years ago. That
Okay.
drawing relates to
Oh, I
10 years
see.
ago,
Mhm.
And is no longer actually even in the window.
Right, I didn't
Just
see it,
focused on
just the,
the sign band
Dry
above
goods
the-
shop.
above the store.
okay,
It's a
thank
valid
you,
question.
thank you.
I second.
Motion's been made by Nick, seconded by Connie. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call vote. Diana,
Yes,
Mike?
Aye.
Nick made the motion and Connie seconded. Motion carries unanimously.
I love what you guys do at the window.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for your support.
Yeah, it'll be there. Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Alrighty. 424 Main.
Oops. Okay. So again, correct me if I'm wrong with my facts, but you guys might not even know this. You guys are the roofers, right? You're
Yes.
from Moravia. Yeah, okay. But I found it interesting that the structure was the Simon Rowell Drugstore was built on the site to the south, which is now the Church Green. It was on the site of the Moravian Apothecary of 1752. The building on this site was demolished in 1935, and this building moved in 1935 in order to create the green. So it was moved to this site from just south.
Is there a basement in there?
There is. The
Move.
The apothecary is still there. The back of the building is still the apothecary.
Right.
Sealed up.
So they moved the top. They left the basement and they moved the.
I'm not sure what they moved.
How?
They left the bones.
It's interesting. Tom does have an old picture,
Yes.
and he's like, I think they cut our building in half. I said, I don't think so. I think it's a totally different building. So it is.
And then we joined them together.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy.
So the proposed work
That's nuts.
is work that I believe we've reviewed before, as Connie alluded to earlier, to replace the existing slate shingle roofing with a Da Vinci single width synthetic slate in the slate gray color. I just have one question. There's a short hyphen attachment, I guess, to the bookstore with a roof that's at a lower level, that's currently slate. Is that part of this work or is that to remain? Good.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
My only
Yeah.
comment there was that if the board does choose to approve what they're suggesting, That- the roof that they're suggesting replaces at a higher elevation, the little hyphen, which is only 6 or 8 feet wide, is down at street level, and you really can see that roof.
Oh, I see.
And maybe that
Do you
could be
mind if I
replaced in
scratch it?
slate, but they're not doing anything to it. So that was the reason for my question.
It's a lifetime. That's soft.
It's soft. That's really soft.
So tell us
do you mind
about
if
this.
I-
How did you find it? And tell us about the roof, itself.
This company started in like '99.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many people put them on for the price.
hmm
So it's very little people that can afford it. It is 50-year warranty on it. What do you charge you for that?
Oh, I'm just curious. Look, I mean, it even when
Let me see that,
it scratches like slate.
Since Nick is
It's
into
not-
that
That's
piece.
why
It's-
something maybe to move forward with. That
Well, that's why
Yeah.
I was thinking.
That's why I'm asking. So then how's it hung? Is it,
For a minute, there's drilled holes in it. It looks like.
Yeah,
It
you,
has its own system attached to the back.
okay.
do,
So then is it a course that goes and then hangers or, I mean,
Yeah, that's just one piece, and then they interlock, and you see those slots.
here and here.
Oh, I see.
That's the
Mhm.
real slate.
So they overlap here to create a seal or drainage, I guess. But you still have to
Well, it's
attach them.
up to the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can-
Just like these,
Can I see?
Oh, yeah.
like just plain screws or nails.
So are these the screws that are used? These guys? No.
You should be able to
Oh, wow.
lift it. Yeah, lift
But-
it from
No, you
underneath.
can't,
No?
Mm-mm.
No, it
Not on
won't
this
come
one.
off that board because it's mounted up at the top.
So are these approximately the same width as the existing slates then?
And they have like 8-inch, 7.
Mike, did you see that? Okay. Joe, do you want to see this?
And how many
I saw it.
years
Oh, okay.
warranty is this?
Well, you can see I brought a real one and a fake. So you can see 'em both.
50.
Unfortunately, they'll all be gone by now.
Really? But like UV's got
I'm gonna be around.
plastic faster than
You're
that.
not that.
I have another question. Is this just for the main part of that house that runs parallel to the street, or is it for the apothecary in the back?
You're
too?
doing the whole thing.
Everything.
So can I ask, I know we presented something else cost-wise.
Mm-mm.
It was very thick, but
Still very expensive,
yeah, but,
but not as expensive.
okay, like half?
I wish.
Well, slate is what?
I'm just
200 a square. What is that like? 100?
Hard to square. Keep going.
So tell us the price of
Really?
what is the price, normal price? Educate us on the price of slate roof, please.
You're looking about 1,800 to 2,000 per square.
18 to 2,000 per square. How much is Da Vinci slate?
Right about there.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Who can do this? I mean, what
I
did
said only, I heard a state and stuff put it on. No, they didn't.
This is the same cost as real slate, you're saying?
we have to
Very
get?
close.
We have to get a roofing program for citizens.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately, the rules need to be approved right now.
Really?
They're not making it, or they'll tell you when they possibly have.
This is gonna take.
So Slate Dale isn't going to exist anymore?
7 weeks to get in once I work
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Darn, I need Slate.
These are the snow guards for the storm, because you need a flat snow guard.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go over here.
Nick is volunteering to help you install this, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. I don't know. I mean, look. I mean, this you can't beat the real thing.
Right.
It's very close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
it looks
great.
very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's no maintenance. That will never break. Hopefully, crack. I mean, soft UV's gotta make it brittle. I just don't know how that's gonna pan out in 50 years. And that's sufficient.
Hopefully somebody's around. to figure it out.
Somebody else will figure it. Is that sufficiently high?
That's-
That's standard?
Well, you know that's not real slate from the Hotel B.
No.
Would I? Yeah.
Or even coming over the bridge. I think it's beautiful. Thank you.
Well-
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it
Considering
faces the
it.
industrial
Hearing us.
quarter. I mean, this
Yeah.
building really is
Yeah.
seen from.
Most definitely.
So, I mean, like at some point, things are gonna give, right? But what I like about Slate is that when it rains, it becomes this oily, shiny roof.
Yeah,
And that's gonna go away. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's gonna be the
that's
secret
it's
color.
just gonna that's old stuff that is just gonna go away.
Mhm.
I mean, but that's my
That patina.
poetic corner over here.
Mm.
Matter.
Okay, so then what happens with flashing and gutters and that kind of thing?
It's a new gutters and downspouts all
And
covered.
downspouts.
And then last time we talked about this, it was we were almost in Music Fest.
We
So
have all decided if it's okay with you guys. He needs a month of materials on hand.
mm,
If you guys approve That's a scaffold.
The whole roof.
In its entirety.
Oh, yeah. And the valley
Where
is
are
going to
we?
be,
Where are we here? This is front. No, this
Yeah.
is back. Where
is
are
the
we?
back, so, yeah,
No, all of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
And the valley will be copper as well, and it's going to be exposed.
Correct. The copper valleys are exposed.
You're going to see the valley. Are they chimneys? And you're going to copper flash that. I don't know about venting roofs.
I don't know, is there a special venting system for that?
Snow country.
Huh?
It's called snow country.
What are you talking about?
What does it, oh, it's a
Oh,
ridge.
okay.
Have those over top of it.
Yeah, it'll be capped.
It'll still be capped, so it'll look like a slate.
But they make their own. You're ordering that
They have
land.
the caps and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you're not gonna see nothing but.
And what color are you trying to go with?
Like
That's that one. The small one might be, you guys have a slate gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more.
No, there's just so many close ones. I just wanted to make sure I had the right
Between
one.
It's the,
Well, yeah,
it's
if
that
you
one.
take that slate, a real slate next to each other. That's it.
Brad showed me these the other day.
What's the pitch on that roof?
9.
6? 9?
So there was a little cupola or a small little roof.
There's dormers. I was just
That's-
going to ask what's happening with the dormers, yeah. What is on those?
Everything.
dormers are-
Everything's
Yeah.
So it's on the
even
side
those
of the
arch
dorm.
dormers, there's slate on them?
Side dormers on the side, we're putting slate back on.
Right, but what about the roof on those?
Yeah, every roof line's really.
Okay. I just was curious if those arched roofs were
Yeah,
slate.
really.
Kind of round like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
$2,000 a square, huh?
Ready to make a motion?
Diane is ready as soon as Joe's
You
finished
guys ready?
writing. He's ready.
Hey, I can make a motion, so today I do all the motions.
There you
All
go.
right, there you go.
All right,
We'll
somebody.
give you a gold star, dude. Go for it.
I make a motion to approve the replacement of entire roof and proposed Da Vinci slate Castle Gray with
Slate gray.
Slate
Slate
gray.
gray.
Yeah, that's just a sample slate gray.
slate gray. With standard copper flashing, ridge vent, downspouts, gutters, valley flashing. Have anything in snow guards in copper? What else are we? No painting, nothing. No replacing of roof decking or. You'll probably need to, does this need to run like a waterproofing membrane behind it? No? This is what it is, seals it.
Have to worry about slate coming.
You don't need to roll something underneath? Oh, that's great.
But as far as a substrate under it? No, no,
No,
no.
no.
For insulation.
Ice and water shields, gonna get the bottom edges and valleys, synthetic felt.
Oh, you're gonna do that, okay. I don't think I read that. But that's more for the building.
Yeah,
department.
yeah, we'll look at
That's
that.
not for us.
That came, 95, that came code.
Yeah.
Here in the valley.
I second the motion.
So it's for the roof and the dormers,
The entire roof.
2 front dormers. The back one, there's one on the back?
Valleys.
Okay, that's what it is.
Okay, motion was made by Nick, seconded by Diana, was that?
That's
Mhm.
correct.
All right. Any further questions or comments? Roll call vote. Connie?
Yes.
Diana seconded it. Michael?
Yes.
and Nick made the motion. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chris, do you have a card? Oh,
you
it's just Koonsman's who's doing it? Okay. Okay.
Do you have to return these somewhere?
You can keep those two there if you want to keep them aggressive.
I don't know. Do we want to keep them?
Yeah.
to
Yes, if we
show-
could.
But who's going to carry
Connie,
this?
Connie wants to carry them home.
You want to carry them home?
Oh, all right.
On the big, I have all the other colors too.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, they're going to come
Thank
to
you.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Like, so basically, unless you run insulation under, in between the rafters or anything.
So, Mr. News Reporter, what do you think?
That was my first.
Yeah, first long meeting?
You don't need-
That was gonna be long.
Exciting, huh?
Depends on what we're
We
talking
need a
about.
motion to adjourn unless we have other stuff.
Condensation
There was something I wanted to put up.
regardless,
Right,
because it's not heated.
correct.
We are.
We are still, but
We haven't adjourned yet, so.
even though we do this sidebar thing.
And they will probably have to blow insulation on the ceiling.
Yes,
on the
underneath the
joists.
roof, yeah.
No, on top of the top floor ceiling.
That's what I mean, under the floor of the attic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're gonna have to do this. So that's where, that will be hot, cold on top.
Yes.
That's where it's gonna be condensation. So the ridge
The roof is on.
doesn't do anything about that. Because it's a cold roof.
Yeah.
So they might as well seal it without any vents. I don't know what's up there.
Joe,
They
will
may
my
actually-
comment
usually
about-
they have
Or
holes
our
underneath.
comments, the three of us comments
Yeah, I don't know.
about
I've never-
I think they have already.
being
should have
visible
already
from the
holes
street
to
as
just
far as the
move
roof
air
go into the
in
notes.
and out. But like, I'm just saying.
I think I got it,
thinking of
yeah.
These guys, I mean, there's
Yeah.
something up there. If they want to do this, they need to do the vapor
Good point,
shield
Diane.
and then do.
Yeah, I
it
think it
against
makes, I mean, it
the
makes a big
rafters, up
difference.
against the
Like,
roof.
It does,
And
well-
then you
Last one
vent the
is so
space between
visible
the
that
insulation
it has to
and
be looked
the
at
deck.
with a
Correct.
different
the
standard.
roof deck.
Agreed,
Yes.
agreed, and just,
And you vent
and that's why I
tiny
verbalized
one.
A
what
tiny little
because I
bit
didn't
right
want
out
them
there.
swinging up here,
And you have to open it at the
saying, well,
bottom.
you know, you can do for one, but you
Well,
can't do for
I-
all.
So soffits should be
So-
perforated.
We always review them
Brad was
once
very-
they submit their plans. Like, they just come here for basically the concept,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But then once they submit their plans,
That detailing is not adding up to me. And just
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll
do
keep
do
an
with
eye out
it
for
whatever
that
you
one.
want. But I mean, I would hate for them to kind of like.
I'm waiting for someone to do
I
something.
move to adjourn.
I second it.
You can adjourn, no?
No. But
All in favor, aye.
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 Are you with the